What up, Vincenzo here. I can't wait for some fucking baseball. My hockey team's the Leafs are dog shit. We're tanking. I love it. Hopefully we keep tanking. The Raptors, they're not the Jays. The Jays just came off a World Series. There's a lot of a lot of baseball games I'm gonna watch. I'm in a million fantasy leagues. I can't wait to go to games. Can't wait to talk baseball. All that shit. I miss baseball. I miss football more, obviously. I wish football fucking started, but baseball is my second favorite sport. And I just can't wait to see what happens this season and time to do predictions. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it with my best friends, Amir Shah, Colby, Alberson, and Nate. Scheduling, but we'll see if they have predictions. They're all great people. It's just conflicts. We all know conflict, scheduling, and I can't run a business, folks. But yeah, this is my intro. Let's start off with the NL. I'm gonna end with my division, obviously, but we're gonna start off with the NL. We'll do NL West because it's the most boring one. All right, fifth place. Who's shocked? Not me. Max Abate style is the Colorado Rockies. They lost 119 games. This is the first season in a while without Bud Black. Warren Schaefer obviously took over mid-season for this team, and they're just dog shit, folks. Their pitching rotation, the Kyle Freeland last year was dog shit, 5 ERA. They added, Jose Quintana, his last run, he had a 4 ERA with the Brewers. Expect a 5, man. If he's anywhere near a 4, actually, it's impressive. He'll be shipped at the deadline if they're smart. Lorenzen, he's an Italian hero. And then Sagano, I can't wait to see him get fucking nuked. I'm going to go to the game 3 of the series against the Rockies. And Kyle Freeland will be playing, and I expect some bombs. I like Hunter Goodman. He's one of the best catchers in baseball, power-wise. He's a little cruise infect merchant. We'll see how the prospects, work with that team. Again, this team's going to be dog shit. There's not, Tovar, not... And they have a bunch of bad contracts with fucking Chris Bryant, Senzatella, even Kyle Freeland. It's a John DePotessa from Moneyball. Amir with the fucking Peter from Moneyball, or has a lot of work. He has a lot of work to do with this roster. Again, you need to. If I'm the Rockies, obviously I'm trying to invest in somewhat competent pitching and all hitting and good outfield. And they do have the good outfield with Brent Doyle. He's a Gold Glover. But that's all I gotta say. They have to be more aggressive at the trade deadline, in my opinion. Past Rockies teams let fucking guys like Trevor Story go. Arenado sold for peanuts. If you're gonna sell players, sell them high. That's all I gotta say. Really, the Rockies are complete dog shit. Fourth place is which. Let me get this straight. The Giants will have 25 plus fucking wins over the Rockies. I just don't trust them. What Draftneck Mark said a while ago, the Giants are liars and can't be trusted. And granted, the West, any of these teams can finish second place between the 1 and the 3, but I just think the Giants have less talent. The Devers, we'll see how Devers does. This is his first full year. Last year he had a pretty good season overall. And he's probably going to be more adjusted to the ballpark. Luis Ariz, I think, was a nice pickup late. He's going to be giving you a lot of chances to drive in runners because he's a contact merchant. Matt Chapman, he's a great defender. Adames last year didn't really live up to the contract. Batted .225. It's fucking dog shit right there. Pitching-wise, Logan Webb is he's your fire. And then Robbie Ray is... other than that, I like Adrian Hauser. That was a good signing. Didn't throw the innings, but, he was good with bad teams. He was good with the Rays and the White Sox. He had no run support, and he still had a fucking solid season. I don't know why the Rays trade for him. That was stupid. Bullpen-wise, they did get rid of Duvall last year. They're going to rely on Walker and Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a little up and down. Walker didn't have a good year last year. So, again, it's not like they're a bad team. I just don't really trust them that much these last few years. And I'm happy they got a new manager. But when are they going to break out? again, everyone's fighting for number 2. We all know who's gonna be number 1 in the division. Let's be real. But the Giants, the roster doesn't look that fucking good to compete with the Dodgers. Bryce Elder, he's gonna make his rookie jump. We'll see. This year he only played 10 games last year, so you can't really give him a big sample size. So like the Giants, I don't expect them to be. I expect them to be a competitive team. They'll be in the high 70s, but I think they'll finish 4th place, unfortunately, and we'll see what happens next. All right, here is a bounce back candidate. I got him at 3rd place, and I also got him as the 3rd wild card spot in the NL. I got the Diamondbacks making the playoffs too. Arizona, I just think they're gonna be better. They brought back Miller Kelly, so they pulled off a fucking heist of it. Like they pulled off a Aroldis Chapman, brought back Zach Gallen. The rotation I think just has to be average. Eduardo Rodriguez was a fucking stud in the WBC. Let's be real. Bullpen wise is a little up and down. But Gabriel Moreno, we'll see if he can. He had a good season last year. He just doesn't have the power. But as a Jays fan, I really like him. I didn't know that James McCann. All right, first base is a weakness. You got Carlos Santana, Old Man Santana, and Pavin Smith platooning. Ketel Marte, he's the fucking cover athlete. He's a beast. He's the best second baseman in baseball. He's gonna be driving the runs for this team. He was injured mid-season. That's why they were pretty bad. Arenado's going to provide good defense. Maybe not enough pop, but he's going to help him out defensively. Palermo, they have a good roster. Lourdes is hurt. I like Lourdes Gurriel Jr., man. He's one of my favorite players. Unfortunately, he's hurt. Alec Thomas, does he take a next step? Corbin Carroll. So I love their big 3. I think they'll drive in a lot of runs this year. I trust them more. I trust their manager more because Giants have a rookie manager. Torey Lovullo's been to a World Series. He managed a team that was 1 game away from making the playoffs. So he's managed a team. And the Giants don't have a fucking winning manager at all. So that's why I think they're better. Pitching wise, I think the Giants are better, but I just like this team overall. I think they'll bounce back and finish third in the division. So yeah. This I think, and this is their last chance because Gallen, if he pitches good, he could get a contract, and the Diamondbacks are not a big spender or anything like that. So, we'll see what happens. I think Gallen will have a bounce back year. The guy's career numbers did not reflect last year was just dog shit, near 5 ERA. This guy is a 3.5 at worst. His entire career has been good outside of his second year with the Diamondbacks and last year. So, and that's probably why no one wanted him because he didn't have a really good year last year. Still have the strikeout stuff. I think he'll bounce back. I like bringing back Merrill Kelly and getting prospects for him. That's some tidy work by their GM, and that's what I gotta say. I like the Diamondbacks going to be a wildcard team and finishing in 3rd in the West. All right, 2nd place in the West. They always rival the 1st place team. We'll get to them. Is the San Diego Padres. I thought they had a shit until the end. This team really they won the scrap off season. Really, they added a lot in the scrap heap. Gavin Sheets had a career year last year. Had a solid year. Cronenworth, didn't have a good year either last year. The bats did go cold. They still have Machado and fucking Tatis. Bogart's contract sucks. But I like the addition of Lariano last year. He helped a lot. Miguel Andujar's a good bench bat. Jackson Merrill, last year he had such a good rookie year. The guy had and then had a down sophomore year, a sophomore slump. I think he'll play better. The guy's too young, too talented to not. Tatis, obviously. I like the addition of Castellanos. I think it was getting toxic in Philly, man. The guy just wasn't built for Philly. And he's with another good team. With Craig Stamp. Craig Stamp their fucking man. I remember him pitching with the Nationals and Padres. So it's weird that he's the fucking manager. These fucking players become managers really quick. It's crazy. Pavetta was great last year. Michael King. They did lose Cease to us, thank God. Joe Musgrove, does he bounce back? The pitching bullpen's great. I love Estrada. I love fucking Mason Miller. I don't know why there was talks of trading him. They added Jason Adam too. Last year they added him. He's a good, their bullpen's great. That's gonna carry them. Catching wise, Frazier, why? But yeah, overall this they've been there, done that. They competed with the Dodgers. They beat the Dodgers in the playoff series. I don't think that's gonna happen again. Because you know who's gonna be number one. I'm not even gonna explain it. Is this any question? This team could three-peat. There's nothing this team can do that's raw. They have a stack rotation: Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sasaki. They have one of the deepest rotations in baseball. Bullpen again, bullpen is what it doesn't matter. Their bullpen's whatever. They have Tanner Scott, terrible. He sucks, and he's still in their fucking bullpen. But it don't matter. They have a limited money. They actually have a closer now. They brought in Edwin Diaz. Their only homegrown guy is Will Smith, by the way. Don't listen to them. These guys don't develop shit. They just spend money. They do have an old team. Freeman and fucking Betts, but they're still clutch. Otani's there. Andy Pages is a great fielder. Great fielder. And then they add Kyle Tucker to the mix too. This team's stacked. They're probably they're gonna win the NL. If they don't win the NL, it's a failure. Those previous they have to continuously win, or else everything is a failure to this team. Honestly, they're gonna win it again. They're not gonna win 100 games. People can because this team don't care about the regular season at all. They just want to get home field, and then they'll just cruise in the fucking playoffs. They did struggle against us, but we fucking choked. But it's whatever. You know what this team is. I don't have to explain it that much. They're very dominant. They get whoever they want. They cheat the system, and they ruin baseball. And there's a reason why there's gonna be a fucking lockout. I fucking hate the Dodgers. They have bandwagon fans like Lyric Skinner, that live in Arkansas. But I'm gonna be a Dodger fan because it's cool to wear a hat. But I wear a Braves hat and a A's hat because it's cool. Shut up. Fuck fashion. Anyway, yeah, this team's going to be dominant. They're going to win 95 games probably. And enough said there. Fifth in the Central, and it pains me to say this, is the Pirates, man. They did so much this offseason. Wasn't a typical Pirates offseason, folks. They actually did a lot this offseason. They added Ryan O'Hearn, a great free agent. Batted .281 with with Baltimore and San Diego. They added him on a nice contract, 2 years, 14.5. They got their first baseman, pairing up with Spencer Horwitz. They added Brandon Lau, another power lefty bat, who's on what's his contract like? I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, on a 1 year deal. He's on a 1 year deal. I love that move. Connor Griffin is emerging. He's going to be their future star. Jake Mangum, alright signing. Ozuna from the Braves. That one I don't really care. Add some power from the right side. That's whatever. I like that move too. They did some good moves for what they are. Obviously they're not the Dodgers. They're not going to spend money. They have a great rotation. Alright. This fucking rotation's sick. Paul Skeens is amazing. Jared Jones, when he's healthy. Bubba Chandler looks great. Seth Hernandez, the young guys. Mitch Keller can eat innings. Bullpen wise is a little stinky, man. Mason Montgomery. I like Mason Montgomery. Didn't have a good year last year, but I like what he gives you. Justin Lawrence, maybe he does better with Pittsburgh because he was just terrible with the fucking Rock. Yeah, he pitched 17.2 innings, 0.51 ERA. The Rockies, he had an okay year, in 2023, and it just fell off because it's the fucking Rockies. Their bullpen's gonna be a little concerned. That's probably why they're gonna give a lot. Dennis Santana was a solid closer last year when they traded Bednar, but I just can't. This Pirates team is just cursed. It's not I like Don Kelly replaced that fucking dog shit man. We'll get to him in one team. That dog shit manager, Rich, what's his name, Derek Shelton. O'Neal Cruz, he could be just a bust at this point, man. Last year, about 200 on the dot. I don't give a shit about his exit velo. You know, he just doesn't work with the Pirates. I just think they need to trade him if he has a slightly above average season. Brian Reynolds is like their only guy that they give a long-term contract with. Him and fucking Ke'Bryan Hayes, but they traded him. But it's whatever. I forgot who they have at third base. Triolo, he's alright, whatever. Yeah, they're gonna be last place just because they're fucking cursed, man. They did everything they can to improve the offense this offseason. But it's not gonna matter when their bullpen's gonna give a million runs, and they're just gonna be cold. They're gonna be cold for some reason, even though I thought they had a good offseason. But you can't win. You can't win baseball. Any sport, you have to build through the draft, and they don't have the players that they drafted on this team that's really fucking good offensively. Like their pitching is gonna help them, but their offense is gonna be cold and their bullpen is gonna get runs. So they're gonna be last place in my book. All right, I'm gonna go a little lengthy on this because I got boys that love this team. Is the St. Louis Cardinals. I got them at 4th place. They did a great job this offseason. Well, maybe they could have done a little more, but they traded away Arenado, traded away Sonny Gray, traded away Wilson Contreras. Like all the old guys, like we thought, like I think guys like Burleson and Herrera, Nootbaar, Gorman, all those guys didn't get the value they wanted, and they're young enough where you gotta play them. So I like that. Starting pitching wise, we'll see how Kyle Leahy does. He hasn't been the starting pitcher. Dustin May could be a guy that you can ship him off at the deadline. You got fucking Hunter Dobbins. You trade for him. We'll see if Matthews can pitch. Liam Doyle's a great pitcher in their prospect pool. They drafted him last year from, I think, Tennessee. Bullpen wise, you got Swanson and Romano, who could be good pieces down the line that they can ship or whatever. Riley O'Brien, I saw him live too. Ivan Herrera he needs to stay healthy, but he's only 25 years old. His numbers are just great. Guy's a 285 career batting average, 370 career on base. He's a stud. I'm part of the fan club, and I think if he can stay healthy, he'll hit like 25 bombs, bat 280. He'll be a good player to watch. Alex Burleson, he has 2 years of ARB left. Maybe he's a guy you trade if you don't trust him. JJ Weatherholt, obviously the prize piece this offseason. I'm happy he made the team. Nolan Gorman, that's another guy that Urias, this is speedster. I like Mason Wynn. I gave the jersey to Colby, the giveaway jersey to Colby. Again, he's a speedster, great glove, Gold Glove winner. I think he won the Gold Glove. But yeah, Nootbaar. They got rid of all the vets. This is a young team. I don't really have that many. Oh, Jordan Walker. This is his last chance. I know he's 23 or 24 years old, whatever. He's been dog shit. Outside of his rookie year was pretty solid for a rookie. But other than that, he's been dog shit the last 3 years. And this is his last opportunity. There's no he's gonna get at bats. They're gonna give him at bats, whether they like him or not. And they're gonna give him his opportunities to shine. But overall, they just don't have the talent for the other teams in the division. They're not gonna compete with that. If they can be competitive, if their young team shows life and is competitive, then I think it's a winning season. You gotta develop the guy. Same with the Pirates are the Pirates are different, man. They have to win to show something. The Cardinals, they can lose as long as they show development in the younger guys that they're going to call up. I think it's a successful season. Oli Marmol is not a good manager at all, but there are no expectations this year. So unless they're Rocky's bad, he's not gonna. They just extended him, which is terrible. Why extend them? If you're going to be going on a rebuild season, there's no point, but whatever. If you're a fan of any of these, any baseball team, just find some joy. But yeah, the Cardinals, we'll see what happens this season. We're moving on to number 3. All right, the Devil Magic's gone. I got the fucking Brewers in 3rd place. Brandon Woodruff, You know, he's gonna come back fully healthy. He had a good little bounce back. Jacob Mizorowski is gonna be their stud. I think he's gonna have a really good season. Yeah, 23 years old. Chad Patrick was a fucking Mickey out. Like their pitching is just elite. Like it doesn't matter. Just fucking put any fucking pitcher in and they'll play good because that's the Brewers' way. You know, their bullpen, they're all going to be good probably. You know, Uribe, we'll see if he can be a full-time closer. You know, William Contreras is such a good player. You know, he had a down year, but I think that'll be their best hitter probably. Andrew Vaughn, I don't think he's going to continue the fucking devil map. Like, Andrew Vaughn, literally, the second he left the fucking White Sox, became, like, the best first baseman on the planet. Bryce Terang, does he, you know, I think he'll be around the same 288, like, 20-something home runs. Luis Rengifo, like, this team is such a cheap piece of shit organization, man. Jory Ortiz, he's not great. Like, they gotta let the prospects, I think this is a season where they're like middle of the pack and they let the prospects play. They're still Christian Yelich still has 4 years left on his deal. It's crazy. You know, Jackson Chourio, that's the guy that they hope that's gonna be the best hitter, but I think it's gonna be Contreras. But Jackson Chourio needs to develop and be a stud outfielder. You know, he just won the WBC championship with Venezuela. You know, he should be hyped up from that. He's gonna give you a lot of runs. You know, him and Contreras will be good. Christian Yelich is just past his prime. He's just gonna be an on base guy. Watch him be one of their best players. Sal Frelick, yeah, he's played for Team Italy, but he's just gonna be an average player as well. I don't expect the Devil Magic to continue. They'll still have good pitching, but the offense is gonna send them back. And hopefully they'll be in sell mode at the deadline. I just don't see them winning 98 games again. This team is not good enough. They don't have the power as the other teams ahead of them. Like, I fucking hate seeing I don't even hate the Brewers, but I just hate seeing them in the playoffs. They're a waste of a playoff spot. Every time they're just there, they just lose. Like, they didn't even compete with the Dodgers. Like, if they competed and lost in 6 games and they were close games, like, I'm like, yeah, it was a good season. But they died. They fucking died. And, that's all I gotta say on to number 2. Alright, number 2, I got the Reds. This team Mickey Mouse their way to a playoff spot last year because the Marlins owned the fucking Mets. But this team can fucking mash. I love the move of getting Suarez. He literally just came back. Like, this guy literally is a comeback merchant. Literally played almost his entire career with the Reds. Went to Seattle, played for Arizona for like 2 years, went back to Seattle, and then back to the Reds. So, you know, he's familiar with the team. They gave him the money. The Reds wanted Schwarber, I think, too. Like, the Reds wanted to spend. I love this move. With Suarez, Ellie De La Cruz had a solid year last year. He can steal a lot of bags. Maybe he'll get the average up. We'll see. Like, he's still pretty young. JJ Bleday was a good trade. Friedel. Norve Mateo, we'll see if he can continue. I love their pitching staff. You know, Hunter Green's going to be out, so that's bad. But Chase Burns, Abbott, Lordo, Brady Singer. They trade Brady Singer for another year. See if he can improve. Like, they do have a great rotation to get him by, and they have an offensive park. Tyler Stevenson, we'll see if he can, like, bounce back. Like, the guy used to be pretty good. First base, they add Nate Lowe, Spencer Steer for Queer. But yeah, they have a good offense. I like their offense. I like, you know, Key Brian Hayes, as soon as he left the Pirates, he actually had some offensive production. I know he batted .235, but the guy's a Gold Glover, so that's another option they have. I just like the team overall, the morale, but you know, you'll see in my playoff prediction. I have my playoff teams written up. They won't be part of it, but because I just think the NL Central is a weak division. Let's be real, but I think they'll be a fun team. Maybe they're like a team at the end that just misses it. And I think they'll probably win more games than last year and miss the playoffs because last year, the end of the playoffs was just a joke. All right, number 1, obviously, is the Chicago Cubs. pretty good offseason. I know they lost Kyle Tucker, but the guy wasn't productive with that team. You know, the rotation's solid. Iginama, they brought him back, you know, on the 10. I think the 10. He declined the tender and came back. It was weird. I guess just to save money. Cade Horton set the sophomore year. We'll see how he does. Justin Steele will come back. Matt Boyd was a beast. Tylen, he can be a good 5 starter. Edwin Cabrera obviously was a big trade acquisition. They traded Owen Casey. I like Owen Casey. We'll get to it. Him, the Marlins, but Edwin Cabrera, you know, they hype him up. Ooh, they hype him up every year. You know, this is the year where he has to break out, you know, with a good team in Wrigley. Offensively, Carson Kelly had a good season. Like, they have good hitting catchers. Michael Bush still there. He's a stud. Nico Horner, he's on a contract year. Yeah, he has to prove himself. Like, you know, he had 297. Do it again, he'll get money for sure. Bregman, great. I love the Bregman signing. Him and Wrigley fit so well with the wins. Matt Shaw, will see if he can have a good sophomore year. Dansby Swanson's overrated as fuck, but he's a good defender. Ian Happ will be back. P. Crow Armstrong just got a contract today. You know, he needs to sustain. Like, he batted 247, but he's a great defender. He can steal bases, and he needs to sustain that production he had. Again, he doesn't have to pop off like he did the first half of the season, but be more balanced of a hitter. Seiya Suzuki is injured, but he'll be like they have a lot of power in this team, man. They have to put it together. Like, this is Chicago. Remember, this is a big fucking market. They have all the pressure. I think they have the best team, and this is a weak division. If this team was in the fucking NL West, they probably would have been 3rd or 2nd. But this is the Central. They have the most balanced team. This is the best team they have. We'll see what they can do at the deadline if they're in it. Again, you never know with baseball, but they should be they blew the division. Like, they had the division. The fucking Brewers came and fucking fucked it up and came back. But the Cubs should win the division. They have the talent. They have the pitching. Bullpen wise, we'll see if they can upgrade. Like, I love Danny Palencia, another fucking WBC champion, was amazing last year, and we'll see if he can do better. Like, he has some great stuff. Overall, Phil Maton, fucking Cardinal legend. They brought him in to the fold. I like saying to the fold. To the fold. To the fold. But yeah. That's it for the Cubs. We're moving on to the NL East. The fucking Hitler division, man. We'll see. This team's gonna fucking stink. Alright? This team's not even gonna be fun to watch. The Washington Nationals are a disgrace, man. They still have a good young fun core. James Wood was amazing last year. He batted 256, 31 bombs, 94 RBIs. You know, Nate Reynolds, he has something going with this guy. He is talented. He's young. He has a good power. I like him. He's also a Maryland kid too, so yeah. C.J. Abrams last year, you know, they have a young nucleus. We'll see who they keep. You know, James Wood, Jacob Young, Robert Howe. Like, Dylan Cruz got sent down for being so bad. This guy was a 2nd overall pick. Like, that's bad. And they're pitching. My God, they got fucking Brad Lord, Thank God. I'm so happy the Toronto Blue Jays signed Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer could have went there and mentored the young pitch, but no, you go with Miles Michaelis. Miles Michaelis, the guy who has a near 5 ERA, the guy that I saw get lit up in person with fucking Shane Graham and Matt. Fat ass Matt. Like, Miles Michaelis fucking sucks. You want to lose more games? You saw Miles Michaelis. He's dog shit. He's a fucking change up fastball. You're gonna smack that shit. I like Travis Sequoia. Like, he's a prospect. Cade Cavalli, are we gonna give up on him? This guy's been in the league in and out for like 50 years. Last year he was mid. Who cares? Injured. Josiah Gray's a bot. Like, they have such a dog shit. Paxton Schultz. They have Paxton Schultz. Jay's legend. Paxton Schultz. Wow. Didn't know that he was on the team. Bullpen's dog shit. Hubert Reese is a butt. Like, what happened to this team, man? I thought they had promise. They have Luis Garcia. They have a spitter on the team, man. He's only 20. The guy's been in the league forever. They signed Robles Martinez. Who cares? I like that they trade for they traded one of their best bullpen arms. I forgot. We'll get to the Mariners for Harry Ford. Harry Ford should play right away because Herbert Ruiz is dog shit. He can't throw out a runner to save his life. This is not a good team. It's not a good team, folks. There's nothing to look forward to other than, C.J. Abrams and James Wood. Those are the offensive guys. Pitching wise, no, I don't fucking see anyone that I want to watch. That I want to draft in fantasy. No, it's just James Wood is amazing. He's a good piece. But other than that, they got rid of fucking what's his name? Their GM. They got rid of David Martinez. I don't even know who the fucking manager is, but this is not gonna be a good team. They're gonna get beat up by the other 4 teams ahead of them in the East. That's all I gotta say. All right, a team with some promise, actually. Holy crap. We got the Miami Marlins. Xavier Edwards is a stud. They have a lot of speed, obviously. They don't have any power because they're building their team. They're building a team that obviously you build your team around your ballpark if you're a fucking manager a GM because you're playing there a majority of the time, obviously. The roster is way more intriguing than the fucking Nats, who are disgusting. Connor Norby, average. I like Otto Lopez. The Jays got rid of him, but I think he'll have a nice breakout season. I think he'll finally hit 20 home runs. He's a good fielder. Played well for Team Canada in the Classic. Kyle Stowers obviously hit 25 tanks. I think he'll hit more. He's a very intriguing piece that they got for Tyler Rogers, him and Grant Paul. They got Connor Norby too. But yeah, Kyle Stowers, he was a good player last year for the Marlins. He was an all-star. He's going to be their main guy. Jacob Marcy, Team Italy guy. We'll see if he can break out. Owen Casey, the guy that the Cubs got rid of, he had a really good tournament in the WBC. I'm very excited to see him play in the majors. They're pitching, obviously, Perez, I drafted him in fantasy and in the league. Yuri Perez, he's only how old is he? 22? Yeah, 22 years old. This guy, he's amazing. Sandy Alcantara, we'll see if they trade him. Last year, yeah, he wasn't that good, man, and his value was low. I think this is the right move for the Marlins. Are you extend him or you trade him? There's 2 more years left on his deal. This is his last year. You gotta prove it. It's a proven year for him. And if he does good, he'll probably get traded at the deadline because I don't think the Marlins will be that good. I think they'll be competitive. They fucking knocked the Mets out of the playoffs last year, so yeah. Yeah, Max Meyer, we'll see how he does. They signed Chris Paddock. The guy's, he probably will bounce back with the Marlins, even though he sucked with fucking Minnesota and all that. He had 1 good year with the fucking Padres. Bullpen's good. Bender, Junk, Fairbanks. I like that signing. Get a real closer. Catchers are dog shit. Liam Hicks and Ramirez are not gonna be that good. But yeah, they're gonna be a more fun team to watch than the Nationals. They're not gonna want you to rip your eyes out. They're gonna be a little pesky, but they suck. They still suck. They're still young. The Marlins are still in limbo. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see what happens there. They made the playoffs a couple years ago with Skip Schumacher, and then they fired him. But we'll see what happens. On to number 3. All right, 3rd place, and they're going to be way better than last year, folks. They're not going to be that dog shit, but I think they'll compete for a playoff spot. I got the Braves. Matt Olson, everyone has a down year. Matt Olson, his down year was actually pretty good. Had 95 RBIs, but Matt Olson had a little bit of a down year. Ozzy Albies, I just think he's not good anymore. Bad 240. He's not good anymore. He's not going to be 2023 Albies, man. He's just an average second baseman. Austin Riley, that's the guy who had a down year. The production from when they won the World Series to 2023, everyone had a career year. We'll see. I think they'll all do better. Hassan Kim's injured, so I think they made another move, but yeah. Yastrzemski, that was a solid, move, bottom order guy. Michael Harris, we'll see if he can break out. Like, hit 20 home runs last year, but that's really it. Ronald Acuna, back from injury. It feels weird every fucking time we always say that he's back from injury, but he is back from injury. Excuse me. He won the WBC championship with Venezuela. He's always an MVP candidate every year, as long as he's healthy. Like, you look at these numbers prior injury, batted 290, 21 home runs, 42 RBIs, 71 walks. That's crazy in 95 games. That's pretty good. Not MVP numbers, but pretty damn good. He's one of the best players in the league. Chris Sale, they're pitching. Spencer Strider, he's not the same guy. Grant Holmes, he's a Chad inning eater. Ronaldo Lopez, whatever. Schwalbach injured, I think. Yeah, he is. And then Chris Sale, we'll see how he does. I like that they signed Robert Suarez to back up Iglesias. I like that combo. Dylan Lee, Ian Hamilton. They're gonna be better. Drake Baldwin won Rookie of the Year as a catcher. He's really good. He's a good contact-oriented catcher. Sean Murphy, he's their backup, and he hit 16 home runs. So yeah, they got rid of Brian Snicker. They fired him and they replaced him with someone I don't know. But new manager, new faces around this team. They still have their offense is going to be their bread and butter. If they don't produce, they're not going to be that good. But they're third place because they're definitely better than the Nationals, and they're way better than the Marlins. I expect them to be in the hunt for the playoffs. There's no fucking reason why they're not going to be in the hunt for the playoffs. And that's it. Moving on. All right, second place, I got the Philadelphia Phillies. This team didn't really do that much this offseason. They lost Ranger Suarez. They lost out on Bo Bichette. They brought back JT Realmuto on a contract. 3 years, $15 million is fucking bad. For an old aging catcher who's not giving you the power production and the offense that you need. I get it. He's your captain. But whatever. Bryce Harper in the front office with Dave Dombrowski. Button heads. Bryce Harper still he's been dealing with injuries throughout the years. He's still fucking elite. You saw what he did in the WBC. What a fucking home run. And David Dombrowski shits on him. It's crazy. Bryson Stotts, singles, Merchant, and Sosa. I like that combo. Alec Boehm. Again, average hitter. Trey Turner, we'll see if he can have a bounce back year. No, not a bounce back. He actually played pretty well, but he needs to play better defensively. He has stone hands, man. He's only been signed because of his athleticism. Kyle Schwarber, that's probably their biggest move, bringing him back. The guy's gonna be in the Hall of Fame he's just gonna hit a bunch of fucking bombs with Philadelphia. As long as the bats are not cold, Justin Crawford, I like that move because Brandon Marsh sucks. Justin Crawford, they're gonna call him up, and if he has a slightly better season, they're gonna get rid of Brandon Marsh. Adolis Garcia, I think that's a guy who's gonna be a breakout candidate. You got rid of Nicholas Castellanos. He was a cancer. Again, what I said with the Padres, he needed to change the scenery. So I like Adolis Garcia. Yeah, he had a down year. 2025, this guy, 2023, Adolis Garcia was special, and 2022 as well. If he can be in the middle of 2024, 2023, Adolis Garcia, that's a good addition, power-wise from the right side, because their two best players are left-handed bats. You add Adolis Garcia, see what's left in the tank. I think it's a low-risk, high-reward type signing by the Phillies. Add Brian De La Cruz. The rotation again. Zach Wheeler's injured. He'll be back though. He'll be back late April. We'll see what they have in Andrew Painter. I love Aaron Nola. He pitched really well for Team Italy. I think he'll have a bounce back season. I know last year was dog shit, folks. That's Aaron Nola. He's gonna get strikeouts, but I think he'll have more of a 2024 season, 3.57 ERA type player, and help him out. I like to rotate. Christopher Sanchez is so underrated. This guy is a baller. This is the guy where you give him the big contract. Not Ranger Suarez. Ranger Suarez is good. That's a bad. That's not like a. It's not an insignificant loss. But Christopher Sanchez is more of a strikeout guy. He's more of a, he's gonna be your ace when Zach Wheeler retires. They brought back Jesus Luzardo on a contract. I like the rotation. The rotation's good. They got power in the rotation. Bullpen. Duran's amazing. He's a shutdown guy. I love his fucking entrance too. Brad Keller, Jose. I don't know if he's a suspender or not, though. Alvarado's always good. Tanner Banks. The bullpen's okay, but obviously their starting pitching and their power is going to carry them to second place. But we're going to get to first place, and you know what it is, man. First place, I got the New York Mets. I love, up and down off season, the fans were complaining back and forth, but I love what they did this offseason. Outside of losing P. Alonso, the only thing I don't like about this offseason for the Mets is the position versatility with first base and third base. I don't think it's going to work, folks. Bo Bichette at third base. Yeah, good luck. I'll say it's better than Brett Beatty because Bo Bichette's going to give you the offense. Mark Vientos, we'll see if he can bounce back. Vientos and Beatty. Vientos is obviously better. But Bo Bichette, I'm not going to be salty and say, oh, he sucks. He's great. He got injured last year. He was injured 2024. He didn't have a good start for the Jays. I think if he would have stayed healthy, he probably would have had 200 hits, over 20 bombs. The guy hasn't hit 30 bombs in his career. Hasn't hit over 25 since 2021. He's a good player, but is he worth the money with the opt-outs? I don't know. And if they would have put him at second base, I think that would have been a great move. Lindor's amazing. Lindor's now the captain of this team. I think he gets a lot of shit from the New York media, but he's an all-star player. Soto, again, he's a generational player. Soto had a great season, and just because the Mets were shit, the guy had nearly had a 40-40 season. Obviously, you want more average and hits, but he had a great season. With all that fucking shit, he had a great season. Luis Robert, again, a buy low type move. He got rid of Estelle Acuna or whatever. Acuna's brother for him. Luis Robert is going to get, again, speed on the base. He's basically your replacement for Starling Marte, who I think went to the Royals. He's your Marte replacement. I think he's better, obviously. He's younger. We'll see what he does, Carson Bench, he's their one young prospect that made the roster. I like that. The rotation, I love what they did. Freddie Peralta, I've been fucking screaming at this Jew Jeremy that you guys need an ace, and they got it. He was fucking yapping about, we had a good start, with the rotation. No, you need an ace, and they got it. They got Freddie Peralta, a good move there. I don't care what prospect they gave up. David Pearson's been there for forever. He can eat innings. Mania sucks dick. Noah McLean, I know he sucked in the WBC, but he did have a good rookie year. He's going to hopefully has a good rookie year. Clay Holmes can be, again, another Chad inning. You add Chad inning eaters with the ace, you're going to win games. So I like Jonah Tong. He's from Canada too. I like the pieces they have in the rotation now because you got that ace. Bullpen wise, Brooke Raley, he's a great pitcher as well. Luke Weaver, again, you got two players from the fucking Yankees and Weaver. AJ Minter, as long as he's not a closer, I trust him. And then Devin Williams, a closer, I think, just didn't play well with the Yankees. The guy's a great closer. I think, one down year. If he has a shit year, he should never play in New York again. But yeah, this Mets team is loaded. Francisco Alvarez, I think, could have a bounce back year. The guy's still young. He's from Venezuela too, right? Yeah. So Venezuela has so many good players. But yeah, Polanco at first base. That's the only concern in my opinion is Polanco and Bo Bichette. defensively. We'll see how that works this offseason. But I like this team. I think they'll win the division. All right, call ice because we need to deport some Twins, man. The Minnesota Twins are gonna be last place. Here's why. Yeah, they have the pitching. I agree. I like Simeon Woods Richardson, former Blue Jay farmhand. He had a really, he's gonna progress. Joe Ryan is gonna be the top pitching candidate at the trade deadline. The guy's a great pitcher, and he has term. People thought he was a fucking Red Sox. Yeah, so he has this year and next year of ARB, so you can negotiate. He's going to be probably commanding a decent price. I think he'll have a good season. Pablo Lopez, I think he's injured. He's out for the year. Taj Bradley, again, they made a trade with the Rays to get him. So pitching's not the problem. The continuity, like Ryan Jeffers regressed. He's not a good offensive hitter anymore like he was a few years ago. Josh Bell and Cody Clemens are their first baseman. Luke Keeschel, we'll see if he progresses. Royce Lewis is always fucking hurt. Brooks Lee, we'll see what happens. I love Matt Wallner is probably their best player, in my opinion. I think he has some power potential. The guy's he's 28, but I think he can break out this year. And Byron Buxton, he needs to ask for a trade. He hasn't asked for a trade yet. He had a breakout year. He played 126, which is fucking high for him. That's the second highest of his career. Played 140 in 2017. So the guy's a great player when healthy, but he's always hurt. I think this is the time. You got to force him to get traded because the guy, he's on a contract with term, 3-year deal. He's one of the best center fielders in the sport. And he's going to be a top commodity at the deadline. You got to ship him off. This team is not good. They traded half their fucking roster last year. And you think that's going to be... you think they're going to motivate? Oh, they're going to be motivated? Ugh. No, they're not. They suck. And Derek Shelton's their fucking manager. Oh, Derek Shelton did really good with the Pirates. And he's going to inherit another shitty roster. He sucks. He's a terrible manager. This Twins team is not going to be good. They're going to be bottom of the fucking division. And it's not even a good division. I think, the team coming up has some hope. This team has no fucking hope. Zebby Matthews sucks. He sucks, man. Mike Appel, they got from the Phillies for a Duran trade. We'll see how the pitching is their upside. I like their pitching. They have a good pitching lab, obviously, but Lopez is injured. Bailey Ober's good. They got good pitching. Offense ain't there. The team is cheap. They gutted half the roster. The last trade deadline. So, I just think the continuity is not there. They're not going to be playing as a team. They're not going to be fun to watch. No one cares about the Twins at this point, and they need to sell the other veterans they have and go full young guys. And unfortunately, they have a shitty manager in Derek Shelton who. He has a job because of the Twins, actually. He has a job because I think he was the hitting coach or whatever of that 2019 Twins team that hit a fucking shitload of home runs. The Bomba squad. But, yeah, this team is not good. There's nothing fun to watch other than the pitching. And they're going to disappoint you, Minnesota. Minnesota fans don't really give a shit now. They know this team, the Pollards. They're not good. They need to sell, and they need to get rid of their top talent and just start with the prospects. Get some prospects up. That's all I gotta say. Now, here's a team similar to the Marlins. That they're gonna be a shitty team, but guess what? They're gonna be fun to watch. And it's the Chicago White Sox. I got them in 4th place. Kyle Teal, I don't know how long he's going to be out. He got injured during the WBC playing for Italy. But he's a great catcher. Murakami was a great signing, couple-year deal. He's going to bring you some good power that you never had on the first base position since Jose Abreu. I love Colson Montgomery. The guy had a really good rookie year, 21 bombs, and he's still going to get better. Yeah, the average is not there, but 21 bombs as a rookie is pretty good. The guy's pretty young. I like Colson Montgomery a lot. 24 years old. Benintendi's still there, unfortunately. Luis Acuna they got for. We'll see how he does with that team. Austin Hayes I thought was a good signing, underrated signing, adding some veteran depth from the power. The pitching's actually not that bad. Shane Smith was an all-star last year. He played really good. Anthony Kay, fucking Jay's legend, whatever. Like, the pitching's not going to be their strength. You know, Shane Burke was pretty good. Davis Martin was alright. Like, the pitching was alright. Grant Taylor's going to be a really good closer. I like his stuff. They signed Sandy Dominguez, Jay's legend, another piece that they can trade at the deadline. You know, they got pieces to their team that I like a lot more, and I think they had a really good run towards the end. They won a lot of games at the end of the game. I mean, at the end of the season, where, you know, we'll see how that translates. But they got a fun young team, and I can't wait to watch them play. We play them the third series, so hopefully we kick their ass. But, you know, if you're a White Sox fan, this year you're gonna have a little bit of hope. Like, as long as you got Murakami alone was a good signing, but adding also Austin Hayes was really good, and then Acuna, I forgot who they traded, but Abreu. So Robert, get rid of Robert, who he is a failure there, and add Acuna, so that was a good mix. I like this team a lot. I think people who are somehow fans of this team, Southside baseball, should be more excited this year. Again, they're not going to make the playoffs, obviously, but they're going to be a more watchable team. They're going to be in games, and they're going to have fun hitters, and it's going to be a team that you want to beat them down early because they got a lot of youth in them, and they can fight back. I love Colson. Colson Montgomery was great, and Shane Smith, Murakami. We'll see how he does too. Again, Japanese rookies, but Chicago, they got some stuff going on. Like, the White Sox have some. Their front office has something together, unlike the fucking Twins. All right, moving on. All right, going into third place, it was between them and obviously another team, but I took the continuity with the other team. But the Kansas City Royals, they got in third place again. They're going to be in that wild card contention. I expect them to be, but I think they're going to finish a little bit short. Vinny Pasquantino had his breakout season last year, and I hope it continues because I love Vinny Pasquantino as an Italian. They have Vinny Pasquantino, Jonathan India. They got last year. Again, he didn't pan out. The guy's just a bust. I think he won Rookie of the Year, and that's it. Some of these, just because you win Rookie of the Year doesn't mean you're good. Miguel Garcia, he was the MVP of the WBC. I expect a breakout year as well. Bobby Witt Jr. MVP type season could happen. A little down, compared to 2024, he had his down year was fucking amazing though. Had 38 bases stolen, still batted .295, but he can break out as an MVP candidate. Obviously, the guy has the speed, defense, and if he can increase that power, they've moved into fences. I think the corner fences they moved in. They had Lane Thomas. That's funny. A bench bat. I just the continuity started Marte again. The continuity was there with the other team that I picked, and you probably know who it is. But yeah, Seth Lugo's alright. The rotation's gonna be good, but we'll see how good it is with the fences moved on. But Walker, Lugo, Noah Cameron, they have a great rotation. Cole Reagan's obviously he had a shortened year, but we'll see how he bounces back. And Chris Bubik as well. They have a good rotation. Bullpen. They brought back Matt Strahm. So Matt Strahm used to be on the Royals at the beginning of his career, and then now he's back. So that's kind of funny there. He was really good with the Phillies, but the Phillies traded him for almost no reason at all. But Luke Escrow, he was pretty good as well. The bullpen, I like the bullpen. Carlos Estevez too. He's gonna be the closer too. They have a good pitching. I just think there's devil magic ahead. Salvi is last run pretty much. It could be last year. Every year could be his last year, but he's the captain of that team, and you know, he's still bad. He still had 300. I mean, 30 bombs, 100 ribbies, man. Pretty good. He's just gonna keep getting that accolades up. The guy's gonna be in the Hall of Fame first ballot. Got a WBC championship too this year. Yeah. So this team, I want them to do well because I'm a fan of the young players that they have. I like Vinny. I like Bobby Witt, Markel Garcia. In the WBC, Jack Caglione. We'll see how he does in the second year. He didn't play that good in his rookie year, but we'll see. The WBC had a nice home run against USA. We'll see how that progresses. They got a good team. They can easily be a wild card. Like, they can be a wild card contender. I think they are, but I don't think they're that close to the top of the division. All right, second place. Again, because of continuity, this team has double magic as well. It's the Cleveland Indians / Guardians, whatever. Yeah. We'll see how. Does Travis Bazana get called up? I don't know if he made the roster, but that's not Australian player I love. Especially you saw him in the WBC. Jose Ramirez, again, the guy is the most. I think he's like the Damian Lillard before he got traded to the Bucks. Of fucking him and Trout, but at least Jose Ramirez had some success in the playoffs. Yeah, he made the playoffs with the fucking Guardians. We'll talk about Trout soon, but yeah, Jose Ramirez is great. Stephen Kwan, he's a singles merchant. He's like the Luis Ariz, except a little better because he actually provides defense. Chase DeLauder, I think he's gonna be a stud center fielder. Kafus at right field. See how he does. The pitching is always Cleveland's bread and butter with Tanner Bybee. See if he can revive. Gavin Williams was fucking good last year. He can continue it. They have great pitching. They always develop pitching as well. Bullpen with Sean Armstrong, coming off a good year with Texas. Matt Festa, Italian boy. Obviously, Cade Smith, Canadian. He was a great closer last year. I think he's gonna be the closer. But yeah, Bo Naylor, and they're Canadian. Max's favorite player, Bo Naylor. Maybe he takes a step. But yeah, this team, they have double magic. They had double magic at the end of the year. They somehow stole the division from the team that obviously I'm gonna fucking pick ahead of them. But they always have the devil magic. They have the pitching, and they dominate a shitty division. And they're gonna be playing the Twins and White Sox twice a year. Of course, they're gonna rack up wins when they're not a talent. They're a talented team. I like, again, Jose Ramirez, Bazana, Rocchio. Their pitching's always great. I don't know who the fuck their pitching coach is, but every year they put in these pitchers and they fucking like clockwork. Oh yeah, they also have Cade. What's his name? Carl Steff, the guy we traded for fucking Beaver. Forgot his name, but yeah, I got them at number 2 just because they have better pitching than the Royals. Maybe not on paper, but they just do, and they just dominate bad teams. They know how to do that. Alright, first place, we got the Detroit Tigers. I thought they had a really good offseason. Outside of not extending one of the best pitchers in baseball, the guy who's won back-to-back Cy Youngs, but other than that, they've done a good job. Dylan Dingler is a fucking good catcher. He had a good breakout year. Spencer Torkelson, again, 31 bombs. He's not going to live up to the fucking top pick. I forgot, was he the first overall pick? Whatever. He's not going to live up to that, but if he can be a 30 home run guy, he's a good first baseman. Gleyber Torres re-signed him. He's always reliable. He's out of the big market. Well, Detroit is a sort of a medium market team, but he's out of the spotlight. We'll see how Cole Keefe does. Zach McKinstry, good platoon guy. Javi Baez had a fake breakout year. 12 home. He is a terrible all-star, man. This guy was. You know how much this guy's making? I don't give a shit. He's making $23 million, and we're yapping about. Oh, he had 12 home runs, and he made a fucking all. What a fake all-star appearance, man. He's a great. I like Javi Baez all time. He was great with the Cubs, but Come on, man. I don't know why he was a fucking all-star. But anyway, yeah, Javi Baez is alright. Riley Green's the star, obviously, with 36 bombs, 111 RBIs. You know, the average is not there, but who cares? 36 bombs in that fucking stadium is crazy. Parker Meadows, solid outfielder. I don't know if Max Clark's gonna be called up or traded, man. Max Clark, I think he's a fucking prick. Like, all the personal stories about him, he's a prick. Kerry Bonds is amazing. Kerry Bonds mashes righties. He's a beast. And then the pitching, man. Oh my god, this rotation. You got fucking washed Justin Verlander, who had a really good back end of 2025. It's just he was on a bad team. Casey Mize, was really good last year. Was an all-star. Jackson Jobe, a young guy. Like they have a stacked pitching staff. Jack Flaherty, Valdez was a good signing. Like no one wanted him because of the incidents with that no-name catcher. But what's the fuck's his name? The manager of the Tigers, I forgot his name. Not Kevin Cash. I'll get whatever. The manager of the Tigers used to be on the Astros. But obviously they brought him in because he used to be on the Astros, and he knows Valdez pretty well. So yeah, that was a good pickup too. And also Verlander knows Valdez as well, playing for the Astros. You got the best pitcher in baseball, in Tarek Skubal, on a last year of his deal. Detroit has to bring him back for the goodness of baseball, or else the Dodgers are going to just swoop him in, or the Yankees. I don't want that to happen. Bullpen's a little weak. Kyle Finnegan, the hometown guy, he's a solid player. Adding Kenley Jansen, again, they added him and Verlander. Got the wash crew. You blow my mind. But they're still good contributors. Like, this guy had 29 saves, less than a 3 ERA with the fucking Angels, man. So you got to give Kenley Jansen credit for the longevity. They're a World Series contender. They are. We'll see what they do at the deadline. But the Tigers are a great team. I'm going to move on to the NL West right now. This team fucking sucks. They need to fucking sell immediately. The Angels are terrible. They hired Kirk Suzuki as their manager, which I like. Kirk Suzuki is a champion and all that. Former Brave. I think, yeah, he played for the Braves. Won a championship with the Nationals. Like, good career, but again, catchers are usually good managers, but I don't know. This team, like Noah Schanuel, again, they always rush players. Samuel, Christian Moore, we'll see how he does. Moncada, I don't know. They brought Moncada. Like, they only have washed fucking players. All these fucking top prospects from 2019. Caminero, Jimmer Candelario. Remember him? Like, he was traded at the deadline in, like, 2023. It was hyped, and then he signed with the Reds. He sucked. Zach Neto is, like, he's amazing. I like him. He's a good player, good shortstop. Probably their best player right now. Jorge Soler, it's a buy low shit. Like, if he does good, they're trading him. Like, I know he played last year, but who cares? Mike Trout is dying on this team, folks. He's dying, man. He's a fucking sick dog. And unfortunately, they're not going to get rid of him because of his contract, and he's injury prone. Joe Adell, he had a great year though. He had a great year, despite the average. He had a great year. We'll see if he continues it. We were talking about Joe Adell from 2020 to now. From 2020 to 2023, he was like a nobody, and then finally he popped off the last 2 years. Just need to be more consistent. But he found his stroke. That's one guy. But yeah, this pitching's terrible, man. Kikuchi, I miss him. Not really. But he did have a good year for Angel standards. 4 ERA, 7-11 wins. Like, he's be serving Slurpees. Grayson Rodriguez for they trade Ward for Rodriguez. I thought that was a good move. You actually got a young player. See how Soriano does. They got prospects too. Ryan Johnson. Reed Detmers is shit. Like, like they put him in the bullpen and then they took him out. Like, whatever. They have fucking Alek Manoah again, washed guy. I like Sam Algadari, the Italian guy that they have, but he's not good. Like, but he's I have to represent. Drew Pomeranz, Kirby Yates in the fucking pen, man. They got washed players. This team is gonna be terrible. They're gonna lose 100 games. And then it's funny, they play in like the same state, like area with the Dodgers, and this team can't spend money. They can't develop the way the Dodgers do. That's fucking crazy. They need Ari Moreno needs to sell the team, because like they were like a really good team in the early 2000s. They won a World Series. They signed Vlad Guerrero. They were competitive every year. But this Angels team sucks. They haven't made the playoffs since 2014. I was fucking 12 years old. I'm 23 now. That's fucking crazy. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I was 12 years old, so. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, moving on. Alright, I had this team as a bounce back last year. This year, I just think they're going to just stay the same. We got the Texas Rangers, and this was one of the worst offensive teams in the league. Other than Corey Seager, really, they couldn't produce. I think Wyatt Langford's going to have a breakout year. We'll see how he does. Evan Carter's just been shit he's just a speed guy. He's just going to be a speed guy. He didn't develop. He still got the World Series. I love the addition of Brandon Nimmo. I think he's going to add a lot of pop. I like it. I like getting Andrew McCutchen, too. I think he'll smack lefties. Give him a last chance. Hurrah. Unlike the fucking Pirates who... they signed fucking Ozuna from the Braves, but they didn't bring back a McCutchen. Yeah, I get it. I'd rather have, I'd rather have Brandon Lau and fucking O'Hearn and McCutchen, but still, respect, man. It's all respect. Pitching's great, man. I love their pitching. DeGrom, the fraud, as I like to call him, he had a good season last year. I remember when we played him, we scored 2 runs off him or something. That's how we won. But the guy's been hurt. He's not like reliable at all, and that's the way he is. Evaldi's great. He was on the Cy Young path. Next to Skubal, but he got injured late in the year. Mackenzie Gore. We'll see if he can finally have a breakout year with this team, with this pitching staff. That was a good trade by them. He has 1-year ARB. Jack Leiter. I don't believe in him at all, man. I'll never believe in him. I don't care if he had a 4-year, almost under 4-year Ray. The guy's up and down. Bullpens, eh. I like Robbie Garcia. Robert Garcia got traded. I mean, not Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia's their closer. He's pretty good. Danny Jansen, yeah, he saw Jonah Heim wasn't working out, so they signed Danny Jansen, Jay's legend, to be a catcher. And then first base, Jake Berger. We'll see if he can bounce back, because the guy was great with Miami and Chicago. Like those 2 years, 2023, 24 was great. Last year was dog shit. He got sent down. He has the power. He has great power. He just has to get it back. He has to unlock it. Again, Josh Smith, fucking most basic name ever. Average second baseman. Josh Jung, we'll see if he can break out as well. I just don't trust the offense. The offense wasn't there last year, and adding Brandon Nimmo doesn't move me at all. Again, shout out to Snake Beast. He's a Rangers fan, and he may not like what I'm saying, but yeah, you can prove me wrong. You shut me up, but I just don't trust his offense. His offense was just terrible. I don't care if you fired a fucking hitting coach. Bruce Bochy, he retired, and they got Skip Schumacher, which it's not really an upgrade, but you get another good manager. That was pretty good too. On paper they should be a solid. They should be a wild card contender. I just don't see it. I think they'll be in the bottom pack. I don't think they'll be all-time ass. I just think they're not going to score any runs. But yeah, moving on. All right, third place, I got the Houston Astros. I just think they're on the decline, and I just think last year they weren't that good. They weren't that good at all. But they are getting younger. You know, they got old guys like Christian Walker was okay last year. You know, what's his contract? Like, he's made $20 million. He hit 27 home runs. Like, good power guy, terrible strikeout home run type guy. It's not prime Christian Walker like when he got to the World Series with the Diamondbacks. Bryce Matthews, I don't know how like he's gonna do. They signed Kevin Biggio, but Blue Jays fucking legend at the end of the day, folks. Blue Jays legend. That was a Nepo signing. Altuve, he's a Hall of Famer. You know, last year he kind of regressed when it comes to batting average. He batted .265. We'll see if he can bounce back. Correa at third base and Paredes. You know, Paredes is a good power guy, but he regressed last year. Yeah, he was good with the Rays one year. He just pulled home run balls, and then he went to the Cubs. They traded him away to get Tucker. Yeah, this team is very cheap. Yeah, Jeremy Pena. We'll see what he does. This team is cheap, man. Yordan Alvarez also coming back from injury. Maybe he's not the same, but Yordan was like MVP fucking. He's MVP level if he's healthy. The guy can just can't field or run, but he's a hell of a hitter. They brought back Joey Loperfido. They traded away Jesus Sanchez. You know, Joey Loperfido with the Jays. He did have a good 41 games, but we'll see how he does in the full sample size. Jake Myers, he's a solid defender. Had a good season. Zach Vincenzo, I like him. Cam Smith, we'll see how he progresses more. He was part of that trade too with for Kyle Tucker. Yeah, this team is just, they get rid of the dogs. Like, getting rid of Valdez is not nothing. You replace them with Amai, who's cheaper obviously, but the guy doesn't have any MLB experience. The bullpen is not, like, they give up a lot of home. Like, the bullpen was shit last year for the Astros, and I don't think they didn't really upgrade at all, and I think that's going to continue. I just think they're on the decline. I think the younger teams in the division are just ahead of them by a mile. Maybe they prove me wrong, and they'll be the same old Astros, and they'll just fuck around and win a World Series. Now, Altuve will have 3, and then they'll be a actual dynasty. They're not a dynasty. The Astros, it's a good run. Like, they won 2 championships, been the 4. A dynasty is when you win 3. If they would have won 3, that's a dynasty. Dynasty has to be 3 championships, in my opinion, in a span of 10 years. I'll give it 10 years, not 5. I'll give it 10. But yeah, I expect this team to be like in the fringe wild card hunt, but I just think they're getting old, and they gotta move on. They gotta move on from some of these guys, and get on the rebuild, because they don't pay them. The only guy they pay is like Altuve, and they took on Correa, but fucking the stupid the fucking Twins are paying a lot of his salary. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Moving on to number 2. All right, number 2 is the Oakland A's of fucking Sacramento, of fucking, oh my god, of fucking Vegas, of county, whatever. This team can fucking mash, man. Last year, Nick Kurtz, I want to say it correctly, won Rookie of the Year, a Silver Slugger at first base. Brett Rooker can fucking mash. They had the Bash brothers, man. Like, let me go over this fucking lineup, man. The pitching's ass, let's be real. Alright, let's go over the pitching first. Severino, if he doesn't play in Sacramento, he's actually a solid pitcher. You've seen it. He was alright with Dominican. Jeffrey Springs is alright. You know, he pitched alright. Again, the pitching is not elite because their fucking ballpark is like Coors but like with no effect. Luis Morales, you know, young guy, he was their best pitcher. They added Clevenger, like that's gonna help. Like, their pitching's not gonna be good. You know, they have good pitch, like Jamie Arnold, Greg Jump, like they have good pitching in the farm. But I think once they get to Vegas, the pitching will be solved. The bullpens, whatever. They got rid of Mason Miller. But they added prospects. That's why. Offensively, Shea Langoliers, 31 bomb. They hit a lot of bombs last year. They're just gonna outscore you. Man, and that's why I think I had Jeff McNeil, a veteran. Like, we'll see how he can, like, the guy was one of the best contact hitters early in his career. Can he figure that out? Max Muncy, not the fat one. Max Muncy, like, he's a rookie. Jacob Wilson was great last year too. Bad 311. Like, they have so much offense, and they signed him to young, like, multi-year deals. They signed Soderstrom to a multi-year deal. He hit 25 bombs, 93 RBIs. I think they're a smart organization. I think they'll spend money once they get out of fucking Sacramento. Denzel Clark, one of the best defensive outfielders. He's also from Mississauga, which is funny. Brett Rooker's amazing. Lawrence Butler. They have so much offense. I think that'll carry them to second. That'll just carry them to fucking second place. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? I think they'll miss it. I think they'll be in the high 70s, maybe early 80s when it comes to wins. Because that fucking ballpark, man, you're going to give up a lot of runs if you're the A's, but this team is just going to fucking score a lot of runs, man. They were one of the best offenses in baseball. They brought back all their young guys. That's what I like to see from the A's. Like, they're not going to spend money right now. Obviously, they brought back Brett Rooker. They brought back Langoliers. Is he on the contract? No, he's on ARB. Jacob Wilson, he signed the contract. Cheap-ass contract. Tyler Soderstrom. Lawrence Butler, I think, is he on the... Yeah, he's on a cheap contract, too. So, that's what they had to do, to bring these guys back on cheap contracts, and they're all contributors. They're all great. They're going to be a fun young team to watch, and I just think they're fucking way better than the Angels. I think their offense is going to out-hustle that fucking pitching of the Rangers. The fucking Astros are on the decline, obviously, but they're not better than number one, and you know it's going to be number one. I fucking hate number one. Alright, first place is George Springer's fucking son, the Seattle Mariners, and now I'm going to... Alright, I'll get serious right now. Alright, so this Mariners team has the greatest pitching ever. I know Bryce Miller's going to be injured to start, but Luis Castillo, dog. George Kirby, dog. He don't get strikeouts. He had a little down year, but he's a dog. Logan Gilbert, pretty good fucking season. And Brian, woo! Got a fucking all-star nod out of it, even though he was the one, I think, was he the one yelling in the fucking dressing room when they lost? Cade Anderson could get a call-up. Hancock sucks. Dunning sucks. But, maybe they don't have the deep pitching, like the depth, but they have the fucking top four will kill you. Bullpen-wise, Matt Brash, Canadian boy, he's pretty good. Spider, Bizzardo. Oh, if he's not playing George Springer, he's a really good pitcher. And then obviously Andres Munoz, one of the best closers in the game, man. The guy's amazing. Cal Raleigh could have won MVP but he's the best catcher in the game. Him and Will Smith. I think Will Smith's more like complete, but this guy hit 60 home runs. But I don't think he'll repeat that. I think maybe 40, 30, high 30s. But 60 home runs was crazy, man. He had a crazy season. Just came up short because the Blue Jays beat their ass, obviously. Josh Naylor came back. He was a big spark. Big spark. Still have Luke Riley. Luke Riley. What the fuck? I can't talk about this team. I hate him. Cole Young's alright. He's a young piece. Brandon Donovan. I thought that was a good trade. Adding more contact. You lost Polanco and Rough Schneider. Wait, no. Yeah, Polanco and Rough Schneider. So, J.P. Crawford, though, was a thorn in our fucking... Oh, no, they brought Rough Schneider. I forgot who else they lost. But, yeah. Canzone, he had a good WBC. Italian boy, bad 300s. If he can improve. Randy's always fun in the field. Always brings some power. Julio, he had a really good bounce back year compared to 2024. Like 2025 was really good. He actually was a contributor. He was back to like the rookie form. Like obviously the average wasn't there, but the production was there. And then Victor Robles, obviously he's a good fielder, a good champion. Like this is one of the top 4 teams in the AL that can win the World Series. and they're gonna be deadly again. I don't like them again. I'm not a fan of the Mariners. I don't like their team. I don't like Kyle Raleigh's fucking milk toast face. I don't like Brizardo. I don't like Josh Naylor. I don't like their fucking team. I don't like J.P. Crawford. I don't like any of their fucking pitchers. But they're a good team. I can't deny that. They're a good team. And when we play them, it's gonna be electric. They're a really good team, and they got great pitching. Their hitting got better towards the end. And it's funny, the fucking Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, so they have two great teams. And the Kraken, I think, they're competing for, like, Seattle Sports is doing good, and they're gonna get the fucking their basketball team back, the fucking Supersonics potentially. So we'll see what happens there. All right, last division, my division, the AL Beast, aka the AL East. Fifth place, I got the Tampa Bay Rays. This team is just a disgrace. Like, they play in the fucking minor league stadium. You know, Shane McClanahan's coming back for the first time in like 3 years. It's crazy. I like Ryan Pepio. Underrated pitcher. The guy always dominates. They're not going to be in the minor league park this year. They got Steven Matz, Jays legend. You know, he was actually not that bad last year at all. They're like the fucking Indians. They're like the fucking Brewers. This team develops pitching. They had Nick Martinez, you know, veteran. Watch him be a stud. Drew Rasmussen. Drew Rasmussen's the ace of that team. You know, obviously their pitchers always get injured too. That's the funny thing. Griffin Jacks, they trade for him at the deadline to be the closer. I don't fucking know. Garrett Clevenger could get a pretty penny at the deadline too. Brian Baker's a piece of shit. I don't like Brian Baker. He used to be on the Jays too. He just always talked shit. Their bullpen's probably gonna overproduce. Juan Acide, he's gonna be a good pitcher as well. Catching is, oh my god, they got Nick Fortes and fucking, oh my god, their catching can't hit for shit. Yandy Diaz, I can't deny that he's a really good player. Bad 300. 25 bombs. Like, these are the players the Rays find. They always find these type of players, and you know, they're good at talent evaluating. But I'm so happy that they're dog shit now. It's awesome. Yandy Diaz, did he sign a contract? No, he's on his last year, so he's a trade candidate too. Jonathan Aranda is pretty good as well. Was an all-star. Bad three. Like, they have good average hitting. Gavin Lux, watch him hit with the fucking Rays. Junior Caminero, obviously, did he win Rookie of the Year? He did not win Rookie of the Year. I don't know who won Rookie of the Year in the AL. Oh, yeah, it was Nick. But, yeah, he did have a great year. 45 bombs. That's not going to happen again in the fucking Trop. He played in a Mickey Mouse Stadium, obviously. And he's not going to be playing, like, if you play in the Yankee Stadium, it's different. He's not going to be playing in the Mickey Mouse Stadium anymore. He's not going to hit 44 home runs for the rest of his career. He's still going to be a great player, but he's not going to be in the Mickey Mouse Park. He's going to go in another Mickey Mouse Park in the Trop. So, like, they're just... I hate Taylor Walls. The guy bats like 100 and somehow get on base and hits home runs somehow. They did get rid of Lau. Chandler Simpson's fast. He can't hit. They did get rid of Lau. They brought in Cedric Mullins. Who gives a shit? They have Jake Fairley. Like, this is a bunch of bums, man. They're going to be last place. But somehow they're going to have a winning record against the Jays. Somehow. But anyways, yeah. They're a bunch of bums. I fucking hate the Rays. Moving on. Alright, fourth place is everyone's Mickey team that people are picking to be good. They're not good. Is the Baltimore Orioles. You know, I'm familiar with their fucking game. This Orioles team was fake. They tried to beat us. And they didn't. They have the longest playoff losing streak. Their starting rotation, like Chris Bassett, I like the guy. He's an innings eater. You know, they don't have an ace. Like, Shane Baz had a shit year, and you think he's gonna fucking... He had a shit year with the Rays gave up on him, so that says a lot. When the Rays give up on you, like, that was his first full year, Shane Baz. The Rays gave up on him because he had a 5 fucking ERA, and he's gonna go to Baltimore. Oh yeah, that's such a great park to pitch if you're a right-handed pitcher. Dean Kramer's ass, Zach Eflin's whatever. Kyle Bradish is back. Apparently he's in the pen. So, they gave up the pitch. I think they gave up him starting. Andrew Kittredge, fucking Cardinals legend, adding to the fold. Ryan Helsley, oh yeah, he's gonna fucking, he's gonna protect the fucking lead for sure. Good pickup. I think Philip Batista's hurt. I don't know. Ali Rushman did have a down year, man. He sucked last year. He's been on a steady decline. He was pretty good. 2023 obviously was pretty fucking good. Rookie year was solid, but he's been an offensively steady decline. We'll see if he can have a bounce. Like, I'm gonna give him a chance. The guy has talent. He's a switch hitting threat. And he has like one more RB year left after this year, so like he has to produce, or else what the fuck are the Orioles gonna do? Like, they have Basardo, they have a lot of catchers in the farm they could just fucking replace him with. The guy's 28 years old. I think he got called up at 24 too. So, and was he the first overall pick? Whatever. I love the Pete Alonso signing. Yeah, 5 years, 31 mil a year, but you get a first baseman. That's not Ryan Mountcastle. Ryan Mountcastle only hits against the Blue Jays. Ryan Mountcastle, yeah, he had a great year in 2021, 2022. But he lost the fucking power. If he plays the Blue Jays, he's the greatest hitter of all time. But yeah, Mountcastle, Jackson Holiday, we'll see how he does again. Overhyped prospect there. Westberg, he's solid. Gunnar Henderson's their star. He only hit. No way he's going to hit 17 home runs again. No way. Yeah, he's going to hit 30 plus. He'll be a beast. Their offense is not going to be the reason. They're going to give up a shitload of runs, and they're playing 3 other teams that are way better than them. And that's why they're going to finish 4th place, because the other teams ahead of them are just way better in all aspects. All right, 3rd place, I got the New York Yankees. I just can't believe that they're going to be a shit team. I know the Yankees were kind of like the Broncos. This actually was saying George Cashman, but actually the Broncos did add their move. But the Yankees, I just can't believe that this team is going to be bad next year. I hope they're bad. I really do. But as long as Aaron Judge stays healthy, they'll be very good. Aaron Judge is going to win MVP probably again because he's a stud. Stanton, he's a good play. I don't think he played that good in the playoffs last year, but I thought he was going to be hurt, but he's actually playing. Randall Grichuk, Spencer Jones is 50 years old. I think there's going to be regression with the hitters. Trent Grisham's not hitting 34 home runs, and if he does, then he deserves a contract. Cody Bellinger, they brought him back. Jason Dominguez somehow is in the minors. The guy's 23. Play him or not? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, why does he either trade him or play him? Like, whatever. Shortstop is like the Volpe and Calbanero is like, they don't have a shortstop, man. They don't have a defensive shortstop. Calbanero is better defensively, but he can't fucking hit. And Volpe, he can't hit or play defense. He has some power to him, but he sucks. He has stone hands. Ryan McMahon, a full year. We'll see how he does. He's going to be the main threat at third base. Jazz Chisholm in a contract year. He's just going to fucking mash. That's a guy that I think's not going to regress. Jazz Chisholm, I don't like him. He's a fucking asshole. But the guy can mash. He likes jazz. But, yeah, Ben Rice had a good, solid season, too. Play first. I think he needs to play more than Goldschmidt. But Goldschmidt, you put him against lefties. And then you can put Ben Rice at catching. Austin Wells had a really good season, too. Well, not good, but 20 home runs for a catcher. As long as he plays good defense, who cares? And as for the rotation and bullpen, Max Fried had a good season, too. As expected, the guy's a good pitcher. Garrett Cole's not going to come back till late May, June, I think. Carlos Rondon, maybe he bounces back. Even a solid season. All these guys were just owned by the Blue Jays in the playoffs. I'm just going to keep looking at them. Cam Schittler, second year. He's a stud. I love his stuff. Ryan Weathers is just, I don't know why they trade for him. They traded 5 prospects for him. He better pan out. I don't know why they. That's their big fucking move. Luis Gill, I think he's hurt. Yeah, I think he's hurt. But it's funny. Like the guy played 21 and 22, skipped a year, and then was like 25 years old, won Rookie of the Year. But again, they have a lot of pitching. I like their starting pitching a lot. Their bullpen, I like Fernando Cruz was amazing last year, pretty good. Camilo Duvall, it was like Camilo Duvall's alright. Yarbrough gives you that funky lefty spin, and David Bednar was great in WBC, and he was also good outside of that one game against the Marlins. That really cost them the division. Thank you, Marlins. Again, Marlins just fucking owned New York last year. David Bednar was a great closer, but again, the running it back thing is going to cost them because I just think the other teams got better. I think obviously the other two teams got better, but I do think the Yankees are going to be a top wild card team, obviously. But we'll see what happens there. Again, I don't like the team, but I'm being objective. They're a good team. They're going to make the playoffs, but I am praying on their downfall every fucking day. Don't worry. All right, coming in second place is another team I hate is the Boston Red Sox. They got I think they did get better this offseason. They've made a lot of moves with the fucking Cardinals. But yeah, Boston Red Sox rotation. I'm gonna go over it, shall we? You got Garrett Crochet, who's a Cy Young contender. They gave him a nice contract. He's worth $30 million. The guy's an all-star. Ranger Suarez, which is the opposite. A soft tossing lefty that I think the Jays and Yankees and all, I think he's gonna get mashed. You put him in the AL East with those ballparks. Good luck, but he's a solid guy. He can get ground balls. Sonny Gray, I think, is a wash, but he gave you 300 strikeouts 2 years with the Cardinals. I don't know how he's gonna perform in Fenway, but again, these are like low risk moves. Like Sonny Gray's contract's 2 more years. I think they restructured it too, or something like that. Brian Balo, probably they're going to be like their third option. Cutter Crawford. The account online, Cutter is King, is the fucking weirdest fucking account ever. Cutter Crawford sucks. He's a depth guy. I like Jose Oviedo. Good poach from the Pirates. They give up like that guy with the long ass name. Tanner Houck. Like they got more depth in pitching. Garrett Whitlock really fucked up Team USA. He gave up the game-winning run, but he's still a good pitcher. Justin Slan, like their bullpen's alright. Garrett Wessler, Italian legend, struck out Aaron Judge. Yeah, their bullpen's okay, but their Aroldis Chapman turned the fucking brakes off last year with a 1.17 ERA. The guy looked like he was prime Chapman last year, and he signed a contract. Chapman with the Red Sox is just fucking filthy, man. Their offense, Carlos Narvaez and Connor Wong are a alright catching combo. They added Wilson Contreras to be a first baseman. I think he'll do pretty well in Fenway. Tristan Casas, I don't know if his development is done because you added a guy to replace him. I know he's older, but he's better. Wilson Contreras is better. Roman Gonzalez, Christian Campbell has to develop. We'll see what he does. They added Durbin and Meyer are going to be competing with Nate Eden. Shortstop Trevor Story had a great season last year. For the contract they gave him, and he do have 3 more years, he lived up to it. And it's not like fucking Javi Baez sucks. I don't care. This is a more worthy contract, good year compared to Javi Baez. 93 RBIs is way fucking better than what Javi Baez produced, man. I don't get why he was an all-star and fucking Trevor Story wasn't. I don't get it. ICAP was a terrible signing. Me and Ash are going to root against them. Jared Duran, they're a good year. Yeah, there was trade rumors, but I wouldn't trade a guy. Who's that good. You want to, again, all-star MVP. He was an all-star. He had a little bit of a down year, but he should bounce back with the Red Sox. Roman Anthony is going to be the next coming of Christ. Can't win Rookie of the Year, but he did get hurt at the end of the year. Signed a nice, cheap deal. He's only 22 years old. He's amazing. Yoshida, the contact merchant. Raphael is all right. Willie Abreu was amazing in WBC, and he was a good player last year too. Like, this is a loaded team. They play in the right ballpark. I fucking hate them. But they're really good. But I know who's gonna be number one. Don't worry. First place, yeah, you know who we're gonna pick, man. I got the Jays in first place. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. What? Am I gonna be a little humble pussy? Nah, fuck that shit. Jays are gonna repeat as the AL East champs. Yeah, I think David Hawkins has put together a great hitting system, and I expect I think we're gonna have a better start than last year because we're playing the fucking shitty teams. But let's go over it. Rotation good. Kevin Gausman last year. We'll see how he does. Dylan Cease, he's the ace. He's gonna give us fucking 200 plus strikeouts. Beaver, again, he's hurt, but he'll come back. Same with Sherry Savage, and then Cody Ponce, Serger, and fucking Eric Lauer are guys that you're gonna look after. They're all solid pitchers. Obviously, Trey Savage is gonna be your I think Trey Savage is the ace in training, but Dylan Cease is the ace right now because he's coming off a down year, but the guy can strike guys out, and I think he's added a changeup to his game. Bullpen got better, I think. Yeah, we lost Dominguez, but we're gonna get Yimi Garcia back. He got injured. Tommy Nance is good. Fisher, Rogers was a good addition. Fluharty, Varland. I love the bullpen. You know, Brandon Little added a fastball to his game, which I love. The guy threw fucking sinkers and curveballs, and you know it's gonna go in the dirt. When you add a fastball to your arsenal that actually goes straight, it's a locate pitch, and it's gonna help you out because these fuckers are not. He's not gonna be more predictable, and he had a good season. I like Brandon Little, but he had a terrible playoffs too. Same with Jeff Hoffman. He had terrible playoffs, but this will be his second year as a closer. We'll see what happens there. I think he'll be better. Kirk is a Silver Slugger catcher. If it wasn't for Kyle Raleigh being the best catcher on the fucking planet, he probably would have won the Silver Slugger again. But two-time All-Star. Vladdy, All-Star, Superstar. First year being his team. Clement. Okamoto, rookie. We'll see how. I think he has to replace the Bo production when it comes to average. Because the guy he's a batting average fiend in Japan. But again, you got to translate that. Jimenez is a great defender. Schneider, Lucas Platoon, Strauss. I'm not even going to talk about Straw. Varsho, I think, will have a good year. It's a walk year, so he has to have a good year so we get paid. Springer and Barger are going to bring the most offense outside of Vladdy. I think Barger he can hit 30 plus. Last year he hit 21. Good rookie. Was it a rookie season? No, not really a rookie season, but he started off in the minors. They called him up and just was hot, man. The guy hit 21 bombs. I think he'll hit his career high right now. So 28, he'll match his career. He'll bat 260, give you 85 RBIs. This guy I love Addison Barger. The guy is a stud. And fuck Tommy Pham for saying he took roids, which he did probably, whatever. Jesus Sanchez, we'll see how he does if he can have a breakout year for first time ever in his career. But yeah, I like Davis Hawkins. He's a great hitting coach. The system's there. I think our pitching can compare with Boston and New York. Our hitting, we don't have the names outside of Vladdy and Springer and Barger, but somehow, some way, we got the little devil magic in us, and we got the devil magic with actual stars and actual money. So imagine we have devil magic with money, and that's how you made the World Series. That's pretty much how we did it, and I think we'll do it again. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. I got my playoff teams right now. We'll go over it right now. Alright, so here's my playoff teams, and then I'm done. I'm out of here. So for the AL, my first seed in the AL is the Seattle Mariners. Second seed is the Toronto Blue Jays. And then third seed is Detroit. First wild card, Boston. Second, New York. Third, Cleveland. And I think Seattle's gonna move on in the AL. NL second seed, I got the Dodgers, and then the Mets, and then the Cubs. Wild card, I got San Diego first, Philly second, and then Arizona third. I think they'll bounce back and make the playoffs. Obviously, I got the Dodgers win the AL, fucking ruining baseball, and I got Seattle winning the AL, and I got the Dodgers three-peating, and there's the fucking stupid fucking lockout. Awards, MVP, I got Ohtani in NL. Rookie of the Year, JJ Weatherholt, or it could be Norman McLean, but I got Weatherholt. Manager of the Year, Mendoza for the Mets. And Cy Young, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Peralta. I think he has a good season. So Peralta, Freddie Peralta. AL, I got fucking Aaron Judge repeating. Who cares? Like, come on, let's be real. Rookie of the Year, I got Murakami from the White Sox. I just think he's gonna give you the power. I think Okamoto's gonna be good. I like Okamoto and Umai. A lot of Japanese players in the AL. There's also other young players as well, but yeah, I got Murakami. I just think the power's gonna get him done. Manager of the Year, get the fucking John Snyder. Like, he got robbed last year by fucking Steven Volt. Fucking idiot. I fucking hate Steven Vogt for that. Cy Young, I got Garrett Crochet. And I think that's all the awards. Yeah. Judge, Crochet, Murakami, and then John Snyder. So, yeah, that's it. I got the Dodgers win the World Series. Who shocked? Not me. Max style. But, yeah, I can't wait till MLB season starts. Hopefully the Dodgers don't win it. And or the Mariners or any AL East team that's not the Jays. But I hope the season's good. I hope the Dodgers have a downfall, and same with the AL East. And other than the Jays, obviously. But overall, I can't wait. We got fantasy again and all that shit. So hope you guys have a good one. Peace.